Leibowitz, and I'm the managing editor of BabyYumYum. And I am literally pinching myself today because I'm speaking to the incredible James and Oliver Phelps, who played the Weasley twins, Fred and George, in the Harry Potter films. So, James and Oliver, a huge thank you for joining me all the way from, I believe you're in New York, while I'm speaking to you from Johannesburg in sunny South Africa. So thank you so much for joining me. And listen, there is so much that I would like to talk to you about. However, today we'll focus on a new chapter in the Harry Potter story, and you are making history with your taste buds. So let's talk about the very exciting competition series called Harry Potter, Wizard of Baking.
Yeah, lovely to see you today. Yeah, greetings from New York, and it's it's great that we're able to talk with you, as you say, over there in Joburg, about Wizards of Baking. It's been a show that we filmed a couple of months ago, and it's just gone. So many people are so excited for it because it just includes, the wizarding world, which a lot of people are very familiar with, and the baking competitive element to it as well, which a lot of people are familiar with. So forged together, it's definitely the thing what we've been told from a lot of people. It's the marriage of two things that no one realized they needed as badly as they do. So I'm sure people are going to love it.
Yes, I mean, from what I can see and hear and read about it, I cannot wait. And I'm sure audiences are just going to adore the show, but also, I mean, sit there and wish we could taste whatever the creations were made. So, I mean, this is such an exciting concept. And can you share what it was like to step back into the world of Harry Potter, and this time through a magical baking show? And what is the aim of the competition?
Yeah, so to answer your first part of the question, it was awesome because we actually filmed it back at Leavesden where we filmed the movies originally, and actually the set that they actually built a kitchen for everybody to bake in, and that was just completely by chance. That was in the same stage that the Great Hall used to be in, so
Okay.
that was surreal being back in that part of the studio. And then the cakes are actually presented to the judges on the sets that we actually filmed in. So they're on the studio tour in London. So we had to film at night because the studio tour gets 7,000 people in a day through it. So we had to film at night when it was empty. So it was a big old day shooting. But every episode is based around a set on the Harry Potter series. And each baking team, there's two bakers who haven't worked together before, and then they have to create a bake for that particular episode. And so there's an episode in the Forbidden Forest, there's an episode on Diagon Alley in the Great Hall, and all these kind of things. So just Oliver and I were able to actually be in the kitchen and see these. They're literally the best of the best who are doing it. So to see these people just, I'm going to throw this ingredient with that ingredient and it will taste like this, and you're like, how do you even know this? Like, this is incredible. So being up close to see them actually do that was just insane. And yes, we were those people with a spoon, like, if you've got any left over, let us just have a little dabble. Perks of the job.
Okay, no, definitely. I mean, you should. I'm glad to hear you had spoons because, I mean, if I think back of, growing up, you would just take your finger, and I can just imagine like the tension in the room if you're saying that these expert bakers and geniuses have not worked together before, then they also need to manage that whole, I want to say tension, because this is a competition, and I can only imagine how fascinating it must have been to be on set. But tell me, from a more practical point of view, I mean, they needed ovens and kitchens. How did that work?
Yeah, so they basically had the team built them a kitchen. And when we heard they were making a kitchen, we thought it was just going to be a generic, tabletops, a couple of ovens, that's it. But they made it a kitchen which was set around the world of Harry Potter. So there was lots of like nods to things what have been in the wizarding world, like, just like shapes around it with the shapes of like the chocolate frogs, or they'd have a broomstick in the corner of like floating around there. The contestants would arrive through the flue network, through the big chimney in the front. So there's definitely a Harry Potter element to it, but at the same time, they got there and they went to their workstations and they were just making these absolutely incredible pieces, which weren't just small. They were like, 5 feet tall, and they had a set amount of time to do it. So the good thing about it was that James and I were very much there in a supporting role. We're supporting these guys. We want these guys to do the best they can do. So Carla and Joseph, who are the judges, they're the ones who have the critique to it, whereas we're the ones who are like, come on, guys, we really want everyone to do well.
Yes, and that is the best part, right? Because I'm sure then they are more willing to let you taste. But
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Ahead of the judging side of it, and you just mentioned, I mean, you had esteemed culinary judges Carla Hall and Joseph Joseph, but tell us about the other wonderful Harry Potter faces, familiar faces from Harry Potter that were on the show with you.
Yeah, some of our old mates came and joined us for a couple of episodes to be guest judges as well. So Bonnie Wright, we played Ginny Weasley, our sister, came in for an episode. Varna Lynch came in, who played Luna Lovegood. Warwick Davis came in, who played 3 different characters. I think he played like Flitwick and all these others. So it was awesome for them to come back, and we're all literally having deja vu moments standing on these sets. But because like these bakers are big Potter fans as well, some of them are enormous fans. So it was really cool seeing huge fans appreciating everything that is. I'm not gonna say it's normal for us, but like obviously we were so close to it, but hearing them while they're baking, they're like eavesdropping on us, just reminiscing about when we filmed there. That was cool just to see their reaction. So it kind of made their day even better.
I mean, I'm sure as children, you know, you watching the show, you never actually even considered the fact that you might be on a show like this. I mean, you know, going into baking and the fascinating world of culinary and the wonderful world of baking. So I can just imagine they must have enjoyed it so much. So which of their creations are you dreaming about and, you know, wish you could try again?
So there was many different ones that was made, and I think as the episodes went on, as the tasks went on, the bakers kind of realized that if they make a bit more, we're going to leave them alone a bit quicker, because I say, oh look, here's some you can try. But there was so many cool stuff. Like one of the contestants, for example, Mitzi, she was a molecular gastronomist, so it's basically like a scientist of baking, and she put together this caramel which just melted in your mouth, and it was like a mango, and it was just incredible actually watching her make it from literally nothing into that, and it was just superb. And like one of the guys, Ricardo, made a spider, which you see in the first episode actually, which is and it was this like honeycomb.
No, it was a
chocolate, wasn't it?
It was a peanut butter bonbon on a chocolate spider which moved, which was like, it was just insane. Brilliant. It tasted amazing, like it washed around your mouth. It was just an incredible taste. So when we watched the first episode a couple of days ago, I was literally like, okay. So I hope you guys feel the same way on the 4th of December when it comes out over there.
Oh man, I'm going to now experience it in a different way. And I think like there's so much that happens behind the scenes that we're not aware of. And I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to jump to one of my last questions, just to ask you in terms of what would you say to parents in South Africa who are Harry Potter fans and want to introduce their children to this enchanted baking series? And why is it a great show for the whole family?
Yeah, well, I guess now the Springboks have beaten everybody there is to beat, so you might as well watch something else, right? But
Yay, thank you for the shout out.
Well, it's true, they're the best team in the world. Anyway, I think that what's great about it is that it is literally a timeless story, and I think that's why so many generations keep going through it. And what we found, especially doing Wizards of Baking, is that a lot of the bakers have kids, and they read the books with their kids and they watch the movies with their kids. So it was cool that actually comes out in the bakes that they did, because they talked about how when I read the books with my daughter, we would talk about this, and so I'm adding that taste into this bake today. So you really get that experience of it. It's like a family event, reading it or watching the movies.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love what you're saying, and the fact that they've also lived through the movies, and now their children. So yeah. Thank you for that. I'm sure it's going to be, as everywhere in the world, a huge hit. And I definitely cannot wait. And I'm sure it's going to inspire us during the holidays to create something spectacular. Who knows? Maybe we'll try the spider peanut butter
I hope
bun.
so. I hope so.
Yeah, I think that may be it. People will probably watch the show with their family, and there'll be someone in there thinking, "Oh, let's go and watch the films again." There'll probably be someone saying, "Oh, let's read the books again." There'll be someone else saying, "I'm going to try and make that showpiece." So as long as everyone
Yeah.
is a bit of everything, that's what the show's all about.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate your time. And I mean, at the end of this whole competition, the mission is to win the first ever Wizard of Baking Cup and the opportunity to be featured in the new Harry Potter cookbook, if I understand correctly. But today, I feel like I'm part of this historic moment and occasion. So absolutely thrilled to have had the opportunity to connect with you. Thank you very, very much, Oliver and James, for your time. Please let us know when you come to South Africa. And in the meantime, we'll remember #Wizards of Baking. And may you be inspired to continue to bake.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice to speak to you.
Appreciate it.